It's time for a really interesting crypto AMA. You ask, curse, blame, comment, and I answer. And this could only be fun, so let's get right into that. Why I think this is important though is because a lot of community members have a lot of good stuff to say, right? You can learn from each other, but there are also things that you can take out of it and be like, oh, okay, maybe that's not what we should apply. So welcome to the FOMO Factory. Like the video if you like the video, subscribe to the channel, turn the bell notification on, and let's get right into it. Algorithm of YouTube would think like, hey, is this guy good? Oh, okay. Push! Thanks. Jake Gordon is a joke. I don't know why. The guy is doing fantastic. He makes money with crypto. He makes some original content. I don't know why. Hey, Dutch. Thanks. That's my name, Dutch. Your technical analysis is priceless and the head of schedule. Thank you very much. And I try. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't work. I try my best. I appreciate that. I'm George. I'm Dutch. Bro, from my POV, all you have done over your years of experience is give people very bad advice to buy, and mostly the wrong times. Please stop pretending like you know what's going to happen and just keep reporting what has happened. At least that way you can be more credible and keep reporting, etc. You know how bad a weatherman would be in that case? Welcome to the news. Yesterday it was fucking terrible weather. Have a nice day. Yeah, we know that, but that's not what we're coming for. I'm not telling you what is going to happen. I never find me one video where I said, guys, I am for sure that this is going to happen. I'll be the first to give 1,000 disclaimers. I don't know. I don't have a crystal ball. I'm in crypto to analyze and to make my best guess based on the stuff that I see. That's what we all do. But if somebody claiming that they know, then that person is an idiot. But the advice of to mostly buy at the wrong times, I don't know, man. Maybe that's like, I have no clue what you're talking about, actually. I feel like on this channel, we actually have I love my track record, man. We call him Wrecked Paul, Raoul Pall. I mean, he's been on his own videos for alts were laughable. Still love the guy, but maybe I'm missing something. Your channel is great, by the way. Thank you. I think that with Raoul Pall, you have to have a lot of patience. He zooms out a lot. He's be like, guys, don't worry. It's likely to come. That's the only way to look at it. But at the end of the day, if he's going to be right, he's going to be very right. And that's where the big, gains are coming from. Would love to be mentioned by you. Is your Altseason in the room with you now? I guess. You have a few scammers on the It Exists list. Becker, Lark, Jesus, House of Crypto, Lady of Crypto, Journey. That they don't all have a good track record, I can definitely agree. But scammers? I don't know. Maybe one of them have pulled off scam ones. I don't know. I don't care. Therefore, I'm not putting it at my very good. It just exists. It doesn't harm me, but I also don't feel like I'm getting something out of it. So I had over 150 different cryptos at one point. It's crazy hard, but got it narrowed down to 100. Bro, having 100 different cryptos in your portfolio, unless you are a multi-millionaire, is just not a good idea. I think that it depends on the money that you have and the amount of time that you have. But if you are full time in crypto, then it should be no more than 50 anyway. It's going to be so hard to keep track of it. How are you going to research all these coins occasionally? Or don't you know about the coins that you actually put your money in? So if we get a blow off top again this cycle, good luck selling more than 50 coins, let alone 100 at a decent time. You don't have time to think. I get it. Like, I also have that struggle in my portfolio. Once I started to really let that go, there was a weight off my shoulders. So it's a good step already, but 100 coins is a lot, man. This is one of the perma bears. Bitcoin has to break a year-long trend line formed by the 64, 69, and 109K tops. And yeah, there's always resistance somewhere, right? And it will not ever always be easy. Then again, is it impossible? I mean, here it was also resistance and it broke, right? Like, yeah, give it enough time, man. Bitcoin will do fine. Bitcoin is not the problem. I made a video where I was very bearish on Eric Krown, and somebody says, Eric is probably the most knowledgeable and most honest and probably the best trader on YouTube. If you followed him for a while, then you know it's not about being right. It's about knowing what to do when you are wrong. You are misrepresenting him. I must say, he has forgotten more than you have ever learned. Well, that's a bold statement. I get your point, though. I don't think he is the best trader on YouTube by far. though there are a lot more traders who are better on YouTube than Krown. But the problem, yeah, I addressed it in that video. He talks about mostly about alts, but he doesn't even know how to pronounce these alts, what they do. He thinks everything's a shitcoin. Again, he looks at the total tree and he thinks that USDC and USDT are excluded. If you don't even know what this chart is, then how are you gonna fucking put your TA on it? Being wrong is fine, but there are just some basic things that especially he should know. And if he doesn't know the basics, then who is he to tell us about certain TA on these basics? It feels a little hypocritical for me. And also because he's not consistent. He said Bitcoin top Q1, this whole cycle is different. And now he aims for September and he's moving it and moving it. And back then I said like, dude, it's not gonna top Q1. And yeah, also that at the April lows, he made a video like, oh, this is not over. And all his TA turned out to be wrong. Then I feel like if you are wrong about something, that's not bad. But if all your TA is turning out now not to work at all, but he sticks to the same TA right here, but it showed like, but that TA, that way of doing TA is not working, then why are you applying it again? There's a lot that he's good at, definitely, but there are also things that he doesn't know shit about, and that's fine because I also don't know about a lot of stuff, right? But then just don't talk about it. If you say like, hey, altcoins, I don't know, I'm not playing that game, right? I have no clue how that works, then that's fine, right? As he keeps talking about alts as he knows, but he doesn't even know, again, the charts and how to pronounce them, then I feel like then just don't talk about it. Altcoin has another 30% to go down against Bitcoin. There are sometimes some certain people from the future that I feel like, if you like, there's more important info than you can give me, sir. Ben looks like he will be correct again, and even though I hated him and want him to be wrong desperately, but alts just broke down against Bitcoin. You can check others, BTC, total 3 is you'll see what I mean. So no Altseason until Fed pivot. All these occasional direction pump occasionally means nothing without Fed pivot. Look, that there is a chance that altcoins will bottom as soon as the Fed will pivot. I can definitely see that, but the fact that that should line up with a certain target, I don't really see that. Benjamin Cowan looks at this chart, right? And he says like, it has to go here. It just broke down. That's all fine. But look, here it also broke down and it didn't win there. It even went up really hard first. That it has to go to at least 25 in his words, I don't know. We came from far. You are trying to time the bottom. There is a very small chance that it will work, but what if not? It's risky. Even though he's very conservative when it comes to that, he's playing a very risky game in my opinion. Because first he said, well, it will get there if Bitcoin hits 66%. Well, that's checked off, but it didn't get there. He also said like, it should happen before the end of 2024. Otherwise, it's probably invalid. Well, we're half a year later, but I didn't hear him talk about the invalidation. Now he says, notice how ETH, Bitcoin barely got a pullback, and altcoins, Bitcoin pair already at a low. If ETH, Bitcoin goes lower into Q3, even if it's a double bottom or a higher low, it's likely that alt Bitcoins will go to the range lows. Every time his reasoning is getting invalid, he looks for another reason. And if this will be invalid, then it's like, yeah, but it's QT. Like, okay, but like, I don't know, a lot is off the table already. But also with Ben, I feel like, ooh, he says others Bitcoin put in a new low today. Microcaps are tempting to many investors, but they continue to bleed against a lower risk asset. Yeah, but others is not microcaps. Microcap, what's a microcap? Like $50 million market cap altcoin, something like that. This is the top 125. That's not micro cap, right? That's mid caps at lows, right? Maybe mid high caps, but these are not micro caps. So I feel like, oh, but he's a smart guy and he has nailed it. But I start to feel like, oh, he's trying to desperately find anything that backs up his thoughts. And I feel like maybe he's getting just stubborn and finds new reason after new reason after new reason. Let's say we do bounce here and alt season starts. He'd be like, well, close enough, right? We prevented all of this. Well, your following was waiting for your buy signal here, sir. Right? Like his followers are actually waiting for his approval. It's stupid, but they are. Doesn't mean that he cannot be right, but the risk reward at this point is it's not really worth it, in my opinion. Ranking of the YouTubers all mainstream. We all know what that means. I don't know what that means. Your channel is improving. Thank you. I have ADHD too. I want to know more about your own crypto project. I can't use that's ADHD where you say like 4 different things in 2 sentences. I love that. Thank you, man. You are worse than I am. But I want to know more about your own crypto project. You can go to CoinGecko and you can search for Web3 Whales. That's our project. And we collectively invest in new crypto projects, basically. And if you stake the Web3 Whales token on our D app, you can get a slice of that share depending on how much you stake and soon also how long you stake. You know, go to CoinGecko, find our Telegram, join, ask some questions. If you like it, you can decide if you want to join or not. I took a loan of 20K and buy Bitcoin when the price was 20K. Nice. So 1 Bitcoin. Then Bitcoin fell to 15K. Rest is his, lost everything. Especially seeing Bitcoin being where it is right now. Nice work mixing up your content. Are you going to do more of these episodes? Yeah. I try to bring a real structure into the channel by making a show out of it. I've been DCing Sui, XRP, and A. Sui, nice. I think depends on when you started. If you don't trust USDT and USDC, then XRP is always a nice. I don't know what that is. ICP is a sleeping giant. I don't want to discourage you, and I just want to say like, yeah, ICP, get everyone behind me, right? But in all honesty, I don't get it. If you look at ICP on its Bitcoin pair, it has been going down only since 2020, right? 21. Basically, even during the 2021 alt season, ICP crashed and it's been going down only. This is a terrible fucking chart. If I look at ICP, I'm like, what a trash chart. Like, it might have great utility and strong community, but yeah, great. I'm here for the money. And when it comes to that, ICP is not really doing something. It's doing the opposite. I see red candles. Chart, avoid XRP if you like your money. Yeah, that's the thing. Like, I just don't like XRP. But I also don't really like their community that much. Like, they're like, wait, just wait. I get that. That's all you're doing, right? And then once in a while, there's a pretty big pump, right? Which is great, definitely. Don't get me wrong, man. But yeah, if you look at XRP, man, it's now at the same place at where it was in December 2017. In 8 years, it has done fucking nothing, even with these huge pumps. So you could be like, yeah, it's great. Yeah, if you look at Bitcoin back then, it was 20K. That's now 5 times as high. So even though you might like XRP, you cannot deny that Bitcoin is at least 5 times better when it comes to making money. Or again, you have to be in for the tag. But that's what all broke people do, right? I came in crypto to make money. XRP is also absolutely not doing that. Funny how most of these crypto influencers seem to be Amish. I can't help but notice that. I never watch a video of Krown coming with his horse. Like, today we're gonna look at the market. Oh no, I can't because I don't have internet. Like, they look Amish. I know they all have man buns and long hair. This bull run, we are getting both Bitcoin and your hairline to a new all-time high. Guys, it doesn't always have to be the conversation, okay? But let's fucking go. What's your issue with this coin? You're always ignoring it. Bro, I talked about this coin like 3 times. I only said 3 times like it's nice, but it's just not for me. It's not that I'm like, I don't refuse to look at it. I looked at it multiple times, bro. But the fact that I'm not looking at it every freaking video, this is what the thing is in crypto. You come up with all these like huge this and Coinbase and this narrative and it's fucking big. Great. But if it's really that great, then why did it in the recent pump went from an $18 million market cap now to a $29 million market? the same as the rest of the market. Okay, the news, either it means a lot and the chart moves a lot, or it just doesn't mean that much, right? And I'm not saying that this can't pump, right? Whenever the market pumps, this will probably pump as well. But then this coin doesn't matter. Then we should still look at the market in the first place. Plus, you have to understand, even if I really like it, yeah, I cannot have everything that I like. Unfortunately, that's not how life works. Why not applying the M2 global index on Bitcoin? Everybody's doing that nowadays, right? We know how great that looks. That's a good outlook. But this is actually the first time you say something bullish. Another 80% correction coming for my bags. Let's go! You should really consider buying other alts, bro. I bought gas at 3 cents, DCA highs and lows, waiting for that Q3 area to see what happens. Stock gas. You think it's done? Still with life in it? Narrative-wise, cannot really tell you, as I'm just not that deep into gas. Chart-wise, it looks like it had a good run. Distribution area, and now looks like it's having a lot of trouble keeping up right here. And this, honestly, losing this level of around 10 cents. And yeah, I mean, against Bitcoin, it just has been losing also for the last like 1.5 years. Like, it might have life in it, but chart wise, it's, I don't know. I don't really like it now. A lot of American drama at its best. No Donald Trump needed. Crashes ASAP so we can all get in and get the fuck out, damn it. Let's move on. Sick of Donald Trump stuff every 24 hours. Aren't you? Can't wait to get out of crypto for a bit. Grrr. And man, bro, if it's becoming too much for you, then just let it go, man. It's okay. First of all, we will not have an alt season. We will. This time is different and I'm fucking smart. Since we have too many of them in the market. I spoke about that before. It's not really the case, man. The inflation of altcoins from 2017 until 2021 was way bigger than from 2021 until now. And if you look like how many altcoins, we have 40 million. Yeah, 30 million of them are dead and rocked pump funk coins. Even if people want to move the liquidity there, if they know about all these altcoins, it can't because the liquidity got taken out. So it's not that bad, man, actually. As far as Bitcoin, save some cash for the next halving cycle. We will see 30K as a bottom number for Bitcoin at some point between now and the next halving cycle. Do not buy a Bitcoin or anything from all-time high level. Bro, like it's like you try to look into the future. You don't know, right? I honestly, if you would ask me like, hey, where's the next bottom? I have no clue. Depends on where the top is, right? If Bitcoin has topped out now, then 30K is possible. But if Bitcoin first runs to 250K or whatever, I don't think we're going to go all the way back to 30K. So it depends, man. We are now above all-time highs, right? Yeah, here we were also above all-time highs at 30K. Was it a bad thing to just DCA Bitcoin here still? I mean, it went to 70. You compare it with somewhere where you don't know that it can go yet. But all that you are saying basically is don't buy Bitcoin, right? That's clear. And there won't be an alt run as well. So I'm fully out of the market. Sure, that being fully out of the market in the second half of the post-halving year is, you know, statistically a good thing. Someone has subscriber envy. Krown focuses on trading. Krown focuses on analytics. In fact, Krown called the bleeding of altcoins at the beginning of the cycle. Someone is a clown, but maybe look in the mirror. Someone hasn't looked at the fucking video. Comment before watch, gang. Next pump from here will just be a recovery, so gaining some on last buy dips is hopeless. This guy already gave up. Every video he shows like, I'm already fucking wrecked, man. It's not gonna happen. I feel so bad for you. One little piece of advice. I don't have a crystal ball. You don't have a crystal ball, right? That's what we can agree with, right? Cool. So then we look at, I don't know, the altcoin dominance, right? This chart right here. How are altcoins dominating, right? And once we see that big breakout, that's an alt season, right? And this right here, down, up, oh, new low, down, right? And up and down again. Down, oh, down, right? Like it's nothing different, right? But we don't have a crystal ball. So either I'm right or you are right, right? So there is going to be an alt season or there is not going to be an alt season. Statistically, the chance is literally just 50-50. So what do? You look at the charts. Is it really high right now? And then it's maybe better to bet on the fact that you should get out of alts. But is it really low? Then it's better to bet on the fact that it will happen, right? Either you don't buy when it's low because it's scary and it's different, but then when it goes up, you have nothing to gain. Or you buy, but whenever it's high, yeah, then you get wrecked. So if these are the two choices, then how in the fuck are you going to make money in the first place, right? Plus, it's now less risky, right? Also, if you look at the altcoin market on the dollar pad, just to give an example, people love to buy here, right? They don't love to buy here. Let's say the hypothetical bottom is this. Are we now not closer to the bottom than what we were over here? And are we not further from the top, wherever it may be, than here? So it's lower risk to buy right now and higher reward. And for some reason, people always, when it's low, say, no. Like, then what are you doing in crypto in the first place? Bruh. Maybe this time... Sorry, I have a little allergy for this time. Different. Institutions are buying Bitcoin and not very little. Exactly, institutions are pumping a lot of fucking money in the crypto markets, which we should see as a good thing, in my opinion. Alts and traditional altcoins are doing zero or worse. People are now going to buy memes on Sol and Base. I think altcoins doing nothing is mostly because of all these memes on Pump Fund, for example, is what people pump now. What do you think about pump chasers leaving traditional altcoins for memes? I honestly feel like this. There are times in crypto where there are not a lot of people in the market. That was here in this cycle, here in this cycle, and here in this cycle. There are always great opportunities in the market to buy. That was exactly also that moment, this moment, and I feel like that's also exactly this moment, right? At a certain point, that will pump again. The few people that are here, they have a brain made by TikTok. They cannot be in a market that's going sideways for a day, let alone a couple months or even years. So they feel like, let's gamble on Pump Fund to make it happen, right? That's what we do in the meantime. By the time retail comes in, that will completely change again. And the fact that we now have institutions, we had institutions in 2021 as well. And we had people saying back then, like, hey, it's different. And it wasn't, right? That institutions bring a lot of money in the market. I can only see it as a good thing. I think that people use institutions and ETFs now as some kind of a excuse why the market isn't pumping. While that has nothing, I think, to do with it. Because what we are seeing right now in the market, it happened in the last cycle. It happened in the cycle before, but people now give it a different reason why this happens, why Bitcoin is outperforming. And then at the top of that Bitcoin dominance, they be like, oh yeah, altcoins are dead. And I'll be like, dude, I don't know. There's a chance that you're right, but it is the handicapped horse that you're betting on. Where did you get your crystal ball? So yeah, speak fucking clear English so we can hear who you are calling out, please. Being a YouTuber ain't easy, bro. So true, you have to be the directory, actor, editor, etc. Yeah, people often think like, oh, you just put on a camera. And if somebody thinks that this is not work, then try it. I don't know why Bitcoin maxis can tolerate meme coins, why they are holding the biggest meme coin of all time. Yeah, I don't know, but I think that Bitcoin maxis don't even care about meme coins because they outperform everything over the long run anyway. What Krown is saying in effect is that there will be little or no alt season, that Bitcoin dominance will keep on rising. This is possible. There's no appetite for alts this cycle. The cycle that makes it a great buy, right? And is there a chance that it will finally be different for the first time? There's always a small chance. But what if you bet on that and in hindsight, it turns out that that was the losing thought once again, right? And that you miss out on everything. I won't see why there won't be an alt season this time. It's very simple. the conditions in the crypto market haven't changed since the last half year, let's say, right? And even in the last half year, by the end of 2024, we had the dominance falling 11%, you know, just 11%. But if you looked at what happened to the altcoin market back then, right, the high caps went up 3x with a small correction in the dominance. If that happens like that easy during a QT run, should you not at least prepare a little bit for the fact that QT could stop at a certain point and that at least such a move can happen again? Like with the current liquidity in Bitcoin, that's enough for alts to make the high caps alts do it 3x. Overall, in general, I wouldn't be too pessimistic and bearish on alts, especially not at these current low prices. That's it for today. I'm giving up on live. If you want to join the Alpha Factory, there's a link down below. Because while the market is going sideways, a little boring, you can always trade. And you can also get on a one-on-one call with me so I can look at your portfolio. Maybe I can give you some insights. It's not financial advice, of course, but maybe an extra pair of eyes could help to adjust it and upgrade it a little bit. And there is a lot more, you know, exclusive videos, influencer wallet trackers. Too much to call. Just check it out. Please like the video. I don't want to sound effect that. Subscribe to the channel, turn the bell notification on, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care.